I had a dream once we'd stop wasting taxpayer money.
How did it end, Sid? How did that dream end?
It ended with a report from the Federal Auditor General yesterday. Wow, this story. Welcome back to Breakfast Television on a Tuesday, 4 wide here on the couch. All right, the ArriveCAN app. This was the thing in April of 2020. It was going to streamline at borders and airports across the country who was vaccinated, who wasn't. Since it launched, it has been updated 177 times. This has not worked the way some people thought it would. And we knew that for a while. Then we saw the numbers yesterday, or at least part of the numbers. The Auditor General released a report and said the initial cost of the ArriveCAN app that I still have on my phone was supposed to be around $80,000. She thinks, and this is an estimate now because records were kept so poorly or not kept at all, she doesn't know what the final number is. But right now, it went from $80,000 to $60 million to get done. There are no records as to where this $60 million went. The ministers in charge had no oversight over this. And look, this is not the first time we've seen a story of taxpayer money just completely thrown away like garbage. And we grow desensitized to a certain extent. But this one's kind of stopping people because ArriveCAN or ArriveCAN, or however you want to describe it, was supposed to be, thank you, Devo, this was the tip of the spear in the fight to keep the border safe. And a prime, other than CERB, this was the big Justin Trudeau moment to help corral the pandemic as best they could. Good luck with that. And just keep things organized when the complete opposite took place and no one knows where the money went. There is an RCMP investigation at the Canadian Border Services level as to what happened here. But again, I can't stress enough the description of how poor the record keeping was on this. It's either complete incompetence by the Trudeau government or something illegal took place here. We don't know yet. But on the surface, this kind of story in this environment we're in, Mayor, this is touching a nerve.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, anytime that, something goes from a potential 80,000 to 60 million of taxpayer money, I mean, thank goodness for the Auditor General. And I really, really mean that. I mean, I'm glad that we live in a country that has those kind of checks and balances, even when clearly the program itself seems to have none to be followed. And then I think it also really peels back this idea of what is being privatized in our government, what is being contracted out, and are those competitively being bid? Because here it shows no. And sort of, again, what does that mean about our own information? And then also some of the things that happen on this app erroneously quarantined tens of thousands of people for 14 days, which if you think about who those people are, they're working people, they're people with families, they're people that need to earn a living. So there are so many layers of error in this that it's beyond deeply concerning.
Devo Brown?
Yeah, and the cost of being quarantined, you're covering those costs on your own, out of your own pocket, right? Because it's your fault that you had to do that. How many times? 177?
It's been updated. Last check, it was updated 177 times because it's a piece of garbage.
I wish they updated 178th time because the last time I came in, I tried to use it coming back from Los Angeles, and it wouldn't work.
Oh, that's great.
And so you want us to still use it because you can fast track. That's why you use it still now. And use another lane in order to wait in the big line, but it doesn't work properly. Whoever got that contract, I'd like to know what that deal was, because you're telling me that the government themselves don't have their own digital team to build this platform?
Apparently not.
They do.
You do.
And the thing is, they do.
Yeah.
And there was an estimate that if they had kept it within the government and having that team build it, it would have been even closer to maybe $2 million, not 60 plus $million. And instead it was contracted out. That's the problem with sole source contracting. That company then sourced it out again to several other companies to create this app.
Was speed not an issue here, though? Because everything was, let's remember the time, right? Everything was expedited. Everything was, we have people, but do we have people to get this out in a month? Like, I think that was part of the discussion there, too. But I'm with you. I don't like this either. But I think there was a reason why maybe it wasn't 100% kept in-house.
Sure, but it's not that hard. If you talk to anybody that does stuff like that, I'm not smart enough to do it, but I have friends that do these things, that can be done in a week. especially at that price. You know what I mean? Like it can be done
You can do a
quickly.
lot in a week for $60 million.
Right, but you can
Yes.
do it for that $2 million that Tam's talking about, whatever it would have cost. You can get that done very quickly.
Well, and even the Auditor General has called out saying, yes, these were extreme times, but that doesn't excuse the fact to throw out any kind of rules and balances.
Or
and
record keeping.
or
Like
anything
any.
like that. Yeah, it's very concerning.
Yeah, no, it's just the record keeping. The fact that the Auditor General, who goes through things with a fine-tooth comb, still is saying, you know what, I can't even guess what the total price is. $60 million plus, because we have no idea. Receipts are in the wind. They have no clue. And yeah, at this tough time, people don't want to hear that their money is being spent that way.
Well, the last thing I'll say about it is, now that makes me wonder, where's my data gone? Where's all my private
Because there's
information
no way it was locked in on that
gone
app. There's no way.
from that app?
No, it's a valid point.
Right.
I saw a poll. I'll end it this way. With the housing crisis that's going on right now, Abacus last week polled Canadians aged 30 to 44 as to which way you're leaning in this next federal election. The Liberals are polling below the NDP. 20% NDP, and the NDP never moved from 20%. Liberals are at 19. When young people see this, who know they have no shot at owning a home in this country, and there's a sitting government there who should take some blame, where are they going to go? It's one, Trudeau, he sat on this couch with you last week, and I see a story like this. How many times is this prime minister going to hang a slider over the plate, to borrow a baseball term, for Pierre Poilievre to just smack into the second level? Pierre Poilievre is not having to raise a finger right now, and he's going to be the next prime minister of this country, going away in one of the bigger majorities we've seen in decades in this country. It's just because of garbage like this. And when you see the ministers who were all around that announcement for ArriveCAN, it was Mendicino, and it was Algabra, and it was just a bunch of folks who should have been nowhere near portfolios, all saying this is going to work. And no one, a minister should have been in charge of this. Am I wrong, Tam? Someone should have been overseeing this. Somebody. No one did. Listen, the polls are there for a reason. This story is one of those reasons.